Hey everybody, welcome to Soldering Tutorials for Nescom. Okay, first and foremost, soldering is super rad. It's a really great way to build satisfying creative things and it's an enjoyable process. And then it's also a good way to make some money because, you know, studios have to get built and cables have to get built. And anybody who gets a job in live sound is going to start building cables for a sound company. It's how it goes. So you need to learn all this. Okay, that said, safety is number one. This iron here is currently at 725 degrees. That will hurt if it touches me. I'm going to turn it down to about 650, 675. This particular iron has a speed knob on it, you know, a temperature control. The cheap irons that the school has do not. If you have your own iron, you definitely want to have one that's adjustable. You're between about 600 and 700 degrees. On the light side for soldering, when you're doing small electronic work that you don't want to melt the components. And then when you're dealing with larger pieces of metal like an XLR plug, you crank it up a little bit. Okay, so it's hot. That means sizzle, sizzle. That means burn my hands. So I'm really careful with it. I've learned to hold it way back here. I know a lot of people hold it up here. I'm just apprehensive because I got some bad burns when I was young. But you know, you really need to have this common sense, always aware where the iron is. Key to that is, and I did this on purpose here to show this, I have the power strip up high on the deck, and what I don't want to do is have a lot of cable from my soldering iron pulling over the edge, because that can pull my iron down, especially this nicer iron has a big heavy base, but the ones you have, the cheap ones, do not. They will literally fly off. You also want to be careful on this side that you don't have a lot of wire from the iron leaning down this side, and your elbow, I've done this, my God, it hurts. Pull it down with your knee or elbow and it falls down and it burns you. It can happen. It does happen. Same thing when you start working with the wire. You don't want all the ton of the rope hanging off the edge while you're soldering like this, because it will pull the plug down. So you want to really be careful of gravity. Okay, so it's hot. Next thing, you got to wear eye protection. I'm currently wearing glasses. I'm not sure if that's good as safety glasses, but it's directly protecting my eyes. Metal does fly. You're going to be melting metal, and that melted metal can fly in your eye. You've got to wear goggles. I had a neighbor when I was a kid who worked with metal and lost his right eye because of a flying piece of metal. So you really got to do that, okay? Lastly, the smoke. You just saw it for a second ago. They say the smoke does not have lead in it. I don't know if it does or not. Solder definitely has lead in it. And what I do at home is I have a fan. I blow the smoke away. If you're working in an industrial environment, you definitely want to have a fan that blows the smoke away. It's not really practical here when we're teaching solder school for one day to have a zillion fans, but you should definitely get a fan. So, smoke, burning, pokey things. Yeah, you're going to need pokey things, so watch out for that. And lastly, hey, there is lead on this, and whether it oxidizes into smoke or not, it's definitely on my fingers. So you've got to wash your hands. We're already in a pandemic. Hey, maybe you're watching this video in the future and there is no pandemic. Don't stick your hands in your mouth until you go wash them. Wash off that lead, okay? I think that's good. Hannah, did I miss any safety things? Cool, Hannah's doing my video. Sweet. We'll start over with the next video in a moment.